Prince Institute. Exercise 166. Sir Happy Singh. Ready? Start. Sir, it is said that last 60 years planning was all wrong. Panditji was influenced by the Soviet example. He had given emphasis on capital intensive industries. We had gone by the Mahalanobis model of the second 5-year plan. What was the Mahalanobis model of the second 5-year plan? How much emphasis was given on small scale industry? Sir, we have got the figures. In the second plan, when the Mahalanobis model was there, when Pandit Nehru's model was there, out of the total planned funds of rupees 4600 crores, rupees 175 crores was given to the small scale sector, 3.8%. It is very important to remember what percentage of our plan allocation we gave in our second plan for the small scale sector. It was 3.8%. In the third plan, we gave 2.8% of our plan allocation for the small scale sector. What is the plan allocation under the so-called sixth plan for the small scale sector? Is it a Gandhian allocation, and is it a higher allocation for the small scale sector? That is the crucial test. Sir, it is 2%. When Panditji gave 3.8% for the small scale sector out of the plan funds in the second plan, 2.8% out of the plan funds in the third plan, only 2% has been given now. Therefore, I say there is no use blaming the past. If you want to help the small scale sector, help the small scale sector by all means, but give them a package of incentives and from the plan funds at least to prove your bona fides that from the plan funds you are proportionately giving higher amount to the small scale sector. Sir, another thing. There are two types of units in the small scale sector. There is one small scale sector which produces for the small markets, local markets, village markets. There is another small scale sector which produces for the big business. Now, in certain things like BD and footwear in the small scale sector, there are multinational companies who are the sole traders who give the inputs, the raw materials to the small scale sector and purchase their products at cheap prices and even export them. There is one Canadian multinational company which gets 22% of the production from the small scale sector at a low price and export it and earn super profits. Sir, if you are supporting the small scale sector, then you have to find out which is the small scale sector that you are supporting. You should give them the infrastructure, the inputs, the marketing facilities, the financial support, and also see that you break its linkage with the big business houses. The big business houses, the capitalist enterprises, establish a linkage with this small scale sector and purchase at a throwaway price their products and then establish a linkage with the capitalist market of the world by exporting. This is an exploitative type of relationship between the big business houses and the small scale sector. If you want to help the small scale sector with finances and other things, this exploitative relationship between the small scale sector and the big business houses must be broken. The small scale sector must be classified into those sectors which are really bringing the small scale sector into direct relationship with the consumer, not with the sole trader, the representative of the monopolist who gives them the inputs, purchases that products at a low price and then export it and earn super profit. Therefore, on the question of this industrial policy, If we really want to reduce concentration of power, to increase employment, to increase production, then the industrial policy, the operational policy should be reserved, as I say, for the socialist members and for the Congress members of the Janata Party. If the operational policy is so protected, the declared policy can be taken over by the Jan Sangh and the Lok Dal, it will not matter. But in the operational policy, let these elements not encourage. Otherwise, if we do not take a lesson from the past, if we do not understand why, in spite of so many favorable factors, last year our production went down so much, if we do not analyze that, or if the analysis ends by saying that for the past 30 years nothing has happened and we shall give something new, things will not improve. Even in the new policy, instead of giving 3.8% out of plan funds for the small scale sector, we have given only 2%. Therefore, the operational policy is still not Gandhian. It is still not for the small scale sector. It is still not labor intensive. Ultimately, the aim of our industrial policy is to generate growth, to diminish the disparity between the rural areas and the urban areas, to ensure that the mass consumption goods are produced by the masses, and to ensure that the domination of the foreign multinationals and the big business houses is eliminated or diminished. Then we have to give emphasis not to big business houses which produce for the elitist consumption, but to the small scale sector which produces goods for the masses or consumers. Then only the disparities between the cities and the villages will be reduced.